we're here.
Yes.
I'm like getting used to looking at myself because I haven't worn makeup in 2 months.
Oh, I know. I know. I put makeup on. I was like, who is this person?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, when I got back, I'd like got back from going downtown because I had to get some stuff from my studio. And I got in and I was like putting my bags down, and that's when I heard my phone go off, and I was like, oh crap. Okay. Yeah, we're here.
No worries at all. I'm not doing anything. So
This is all I do. I pretty much do the spot all day.
that's so funny. There's sounds like someone's mowing their lawn. Can you hear it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. I
No,
was
I
thought
can't
of
do anything.
disturbed things, but
I know it's bad here because there's I don't my neighbor's been gone for like 2 months. I think
oh
he
my gosh.
it's been really quiet. He was a
I'm
singer. Like he used to sing really loud, like practicing. I'm not sure if he was like in theater or something, but I have not heard that in over 2 months. So I'm like, oh, he must be gone.
wow. So you didn't go home at all?
No, I didn't go home, and I've just been here by myself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been a struggle,
I'm
but
sure. Yeah, I was in Ohio for like 3 weeks by myself. And then when I realized that things weren't getting better, I decided to go home because I just like being by myself was so hard.
yeah, it's something. And I'm an introvert, but this is so different. Like
Me too.
when I have a choice to be at home alone, then that's fine because I like to be outside, even if it's by
Mhm.
myself. But like now, it's like it sucks. I haven't seen
Yeah.
him since January. So,
Oh, that's so hard.
but how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, just trying to like get through every day, do the best I can. But yeah, it's been difficult.
I feel that. Let me see. I had like questions I wrote out. It's not a lot. But I was like maybe something to
Yeah, definitely.
do the conversation, or not do the conversation, but have the conversation. Um, so yeah, I guess I put introduction. Tell our names and how do we know each other? That's
Oh,
like yeah. So do you want to go first?
sure. My name's Nicole DiGiovanni. I am a graduate of the University of Alabama, and that is how I met Blaine.
Yes. Um, that was at the end of 2018, I think.
Was it 20? Yes.
Okay, it was the end of 2018, and I did a random project to photograph dance students, and Nicole was one of them. And then after that, it just here. I'm pretty sure like you're the only one of all of them that I talked to. I don't remember all their names, which is so sad.
Yeah. You did a lot
It was
of
a
photo
lot.
shoots for that project.
Yeah, it was a lot of them. So
Yeah, I was a dance major. I have a BA in dance. And that's why
yeah.
I didn't explain that part.
And you're also like you're training or you're
I just finished my first year with Ballet Met in Columbus, Ohio. I was a trainee there. So not sure what the next move is for me. Most of my auditions got canceled. I had a couple, but then pretty much everything after February was canceled. So kind of just like in between right now, trying to figure out what to do next.
Mhm. So do you do like were y'all having dance classes online after everything closed down
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Well, initially they said 3 weeks we were going to be shut down because that's what it seemed like, and then things were going on, and they started offering like we would have Zoom classes and all of that. So I've been keeping up with that, and there have been a lot of professional dancers doing online classes for free, which has been really amazing just to have some variety.
yeah. Because I was thinking like what is it like now for like students who are in the arts? Like how are we like moving through that? Because this is because I'm in because you're in the arts like as far as dance and then I'm in it as far as fine arts, and I know for me it's been extremely difficult because it's like I can't get my hands on anything and I don't have access to resources. And yeah, it's just really difficult. So I was just thinking like how are people, especially artists, really navigating right now?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, things have been really hard, like, as a dancer, because we use our bodies to create art, and, um, when you don't have the space or you don't have the right floor, like, all of these obstacles that have come up with all of this, it's hard to create. And you try your best to do what you have to do to get around all of those things. Like, I finally got a Marley floor, which is for like point work and things like that. So I've been using that a lot, but it's hard to stay motivated and inspired, and when you don't have your peers around you, and you're not working towards a performance or anything like that. I've learned to really have to love the process more, and doing things to feed my creativity, like playing instruments. And I've been reading a lot and painting, and doing all these other things just to keep my creative side fulfilled.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely in the same, like the same, I'd say like the same, I can't even think of the saying that I was thinking of. It's like the same street, but different cars, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I stay in a studio apartment by myself, and it's not the most spacious thing in the world.
Yeah.
And like I'm confined to doing everything like in here. Um, and then like things that I miss, like I have a guitar at home, and it's like, well, that would have been a nice time to practice that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play it, and I bought it so I could teach myself how to play it, and it just never made the road trip when I moved here. And as far as photographing, I can't. There's nothing that I cannot. Photographing in my apartment does not fulfill me a whole lot. It did
Yeah.
at first, but then it's just like the same thing.
And there's only so much you can do outside too.
I don't have a car here either, so
Yeah, that's so difficult. And you don't want to take public trans right now.
not at all. And it it's just crazy. And like I guess like the thing I miss about um I guess like being in an area that's not in the middle of the city is just being able to like go outside and sit on the porch or be in the grass. I do not have that here at all. It's just sidewalk and construction 24 hours a day. Um, so I like find myself really missing nature, but also just missing being creative because it's so hard to like get that momentum back up because before all of this stuff happened, I was at a place where I was like, oh, everything's making sense. And I was like, really?
Yes. Yes, I so feel that. I know. I feel like I was finally at, like, I don't know. I feel like I started to kind of get my technique and things like that, like where I wanted to be. I felt really good about like my physique at that time, because that's really important for us as dancers. And I felt like I was in the best shape of my life and all this stuff. And then everything just came crashing down so fast. So that's been so hard mentally. You feel like you worked so much to get where we were, and then it's
Just goes to crap. And I'm like,
yeah.
dang it, back at square one.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then another thing is like trying so hard not to be hard on myself because
Mhm.
I put so much pressure on myself over anyone else,
Me
and
too.
I'm like, oh, if I'm not doing this, then I'm not being productive. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's been like so difficult, like trying to get to a place of just being more kind to myself. It's like it's okay to just sit for a little bit.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah, which this like I just got into yoga. And I'm like, I don't know why I never got into this before, but getting into that and actually like being in the moment, I feel like that's something that's helped significantly over the last 2 months. Um, I don't know if you have anything that has been helping as far as like, I guess like any low moments or moments where you're like not feeling.
Yeah, that's definitely I've had a lot of low moments during this. It's been really hard mentally. Um, I definitely being surrounded by my family has definitely helped. When I was by myself in my apartment, it was really difficult. So I like know how you feel, and that's really hard. Um, I've been exercise like doing workout classes online with my sister as much as I can. Taking ballet class online has been really helpful. But some days it's just hard to even get myself like to that point where I can like get dressed for those activities and do them. And I've learned to like be graceful with myself, and you know, sometimes productivity looks like getting dressed and reading a book, and I've learned to be okay with that. Well, I'm still trying to like every day I have to talk through through things to make myself feel okay about giving myself time
Yeah.
to do that. Um, I started a Bible study actually
Mm.
online with some friends, and that's been really fulfilling for me. So I do it every Wednesday night, and that's been a good thing to like make myself just
Mhm.
feel refreshed in the middle of the week. So that's definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah. And that's really good too. Um let's see. I guess this is like the first thing I'm doing as far as like connectivity. But that speaking of that, that has been something that I have started doing is like actually like meditating and reading my Bible in the morning. Because before all this, I was like so busy, and like didn't have time for it. And I'll feel guilty, and now it's all this time. And I'm like, I'm hoping that this is like something that I hold on to once all of this is over.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like already thinking about that, like things that I'm wanting to hold on to when things I don't want to say go back to normal, but when this like whole thing passes. And I haven't thought about that, but now at this point, like even watching TV is boring.
Yeah. Like, what trashy TV show can I find to watch today? Like,
All I watch is trash, like,
oh my god.
and it's like guilty pleasure. Like
Mhm.
every Sunday, I'm faithfully watching 90 Day Fiance with my
Yes.
and I'm like, oh, it's 7 o'clock. Is it on? And
I get sick of just hearing the news all day, and it just stresses me out. So,
especially the news. Every Thursday, I would watch How to Get Away with Murder, and right after that is when the news would come like right on, and I'd be like, gosh, this is like so frustrating. I call off the TV and have to like watch just something random because I'm like, there's like not a lot of positivity on TV, and
yeah,
if it is, it's like not the best. It's like the guilty pleasure shows that
yeah,
don't do anything for me.
yeah, no. Oh, something I've been watching though, which has been really cool. New York City Ballet has done a virtual spring season. So they've been like putting out I think one or two ballets every Friday, and then they're up for 72 hours. And it's been really cool because it's really hard to access Balanchine works, especially if you don't see them live, because it's so like the trust really holds on to their material, Balanchine trust. So it's hard to see those things if you don't see them live, which is really expensive to go see, and not always like and you're not always in the right place to see them. So that's been so cool to have access to these um, videos,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been really helpful and inspiring me because some days I've felt so discouraged about dancing during this time. Just it's just been really hard. Like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just been hard. And when I'm feeling like down about not being able to dance, or how am I gonna, get back to this, watching videos like that have been so inspiring. And I'm like, because that feeling when you're on stage, like that's what's gonna get me back on track. Like knowing that I'll be able to feel that again at some point. So that's been really, really great.
Yeah. Do you ever like I don't know if you have like other friends in dance that like do y'all ever do like anything virtually?
I haven't. It definitely would be really cool. I've thought about doing some kind of like film or something like that. I've seen other people do things like that during this time, but I personally haven't. done that yet, but I'm sure we have plenty of time left.
There's definitely a lot of time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that I would. I think this is as far as I would go as far as like what do you call that? Like
Creating something.
yeah, because I mean the what do you call them? Like the FaceTime photo shoots or
Mhm.
whatever you want to call them. Like those
Yes, I was wondering what you thought about that because I've seen a lot of them with dance photographers.
yeah. I mean, I think they're really cool, but I would have to be the one photographing because there's nothing interesting in my apartment for me to be photographed in front of. And
Yeah.
I also have just I've not looked like this every day. Putting in that effort. I was scared to do my makeup today because
I'm like, do I forget how to do this?
I was like so nervous and I was like, no, I don't think I want like pictures taken. Cause I mean, I'll upload like videos and things on like Instagram stories, but they're always throwback pictures. And if they
Mhm.
are pictures of me, they're just me looking like this, but without the makeup. And I have nothing to show. And I was like, but you know what? That's okay. Um, it's fine. I was like, I just there are just certain things that I've like set down, and makeup is one of them. Um, and I can't say that that's helped my skin because my skin is. I
You hear that? You're always like, oh, it's just because I wear makeup, and then you don't wear makeup, and it's still bad.
was like, well, I guess it's proof that like letting my skin breathe doesn't affect my skin at all because um, I think it got worse, which stress. But
Well, it looks beautiful right now.
thank you. I actually bought like makeup this morning because I realized that I had ran out like sometime because for a while I was just doing concealer, but then I checked my bucket and it was empty, so I had to go to Target and get a few things.
Oh my gosh, you braved this door.
I did. Um, but yeah, so we, I hope you like, can you hear the fire alarm? I mean, not the fire alarm, the fire truck.
No, I can't hear it.
It must like tune out noise and stuff like that.
Yeah, from the outside.
Fire trucks are so loud here,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
which I get, I guess, because it's a larger city, but nothing's been happening here. Everything's closed.
Yeah.
Um, but is there anything? I feel like a lot of like things that I hear that get me through are more so like quotes that really stick. Is there anything that's like stuck out with you that kind of like you have to go back to and think about as you're going
Um,
day to day?
I actually saw this quote on Instagram today. It was very long, but I can briefly. It was um a picture of um the subway stairs in New York, which I know very well. I lived in New York for a little while. And the quote was just explaining how we take steps in life, and you're taking these steps to get to the next destination. Like, I'm doing this to graduate, I'm doing this to um I don't know, me, my husband, like, you know what I mean, like doing that was a really stupid example, but doing all of these things. I'm doing this to get a job, I'm doing this, um and in, instead of kind of like taking each step for what it is every single day, we're kind of jumping. I'm not explaining this as well as the caption did, but I don't know. I feel like it was resonating with me because I feel like I do that. Like, I'm always like focused on the end goal instead of taking each step
Yeah.
along the way to be grateful for the process, kind of. And that's something, I don't know, does that make sense, kind of what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm excited to change about my life once we are um back to the new normal.
Mhm.
Um and something that I can start doing now, but I can really put it into play once we do get back to doing things in life, and just really like basking in the in between, in the in the process. Like I'm excited to do that. So
Yeah. You learn a lot when you're in places that like aren't the most comfortable. And
absolutely.
um yeah, I think one thing I've been doing is, or not what I have been doing, but just learning. I've learned a lot about myself, and not even in the best ways, like things about myself that are like not the best, or like traits that I've had. And being alone, I feel like I've like had no choice but to deal with the parts of myself that needed some really fine tuning. Um, and I think one thing that I had, I was listening to somebody. I think it was like after a yoga session, or it may have been one random Instagram live that I hopped on. And one girl, she had made the statement. She was like, hold on, I think I have it written down like in my notebook because I like write all this stuff down. Um, okay, yeah. So it said, have pride for the way that you're overcoming things where you feel like you're suffering, and not necessary, or have pride for the way that you're overcoming your obstacles and not the obstacles themselves. And for me, I was like, yeah, I was like, I really need to start paying attention more to like not exactly the challenges. So like, yeah, I'm alone, and yeah, I haven't seen my family in a long time, but it's also like looking at the flip side, like I'm safe and I'm well and healthy, and like just looking at the brighter side of things, which sometimes I can be optimistic and sometimes I cannot be, and
Yeah.
on things that aren't feeding me. Um, but yeah, that's definitely been a thing. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna come out of this feeling like a new person because
That's
I,
a lot of people. Well, I mean, yeah, just spending so much time with yourself that none of us really get to do in our busy lives.
yeah,
You know, you learn a lot about yourself. And like you said, some things you might not like, but things that you can work on now, which I think is really cool.
yeah, yeah. It's a
I've
really
definitely done that.
yeah. It's a really cool time though. Or not a really cool time. I'm saying that like, oh, this is great. It's not, but as far as like the underlying, like being able to focus on things that you haven't been able to focus on, and like taking the lessons out of this very crappy situation. I think that part, like coming out of it, I think there are some things that I'll be thankful for, that whenever this ends, I wouldn't have gotten or learned otherwise, uh, which is a plus, I think. I don't know. We'll see where my mind is at, like another time. Like in the
Yeah,
future.
it goes up and down.
Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna be like, you know what? Sucks. I'm not having a good day. I don't want to talk to anybody, which that I have said that I'm like, I don't feel like talking. Um, or like I'm just having a rough day. Can we not today?
Yeah, no, I feel that
Yeah.
definitely.
But yeah, what is I don't know. It's, I guess like just going back to what I said earlier, it's just a really scary time for anyone who is, I guess like in the, I hate saying in the arts, that sounds so, but I guess like for people who probably don't understand, like there's more outside of painting and things, like I have to use that umbrella.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, but yeah, just because being in person and having connection is like such a vital part
Of what
of
we do.
processes, and
Yeah.
thinking ahead with that is like kind of scary.
Mhm.
Like how do we function in this, especially if you're someone who's like emerging or aspiring to be professional in the art field? It's just like, how do I get my place now, when now it's just going to be like eyes on people who are already here. Because I think of it in terms of like advisors and professors and things that I have here, like they're already professional artists and they're like, I don't want to say they're doing fine, but they're doing a lot better than some of us who like don't have what we want in the field yet.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely been hard for emerging artists. Like I just graduated in 2019, and
Mm.
this was kind of my first year getting my career on its feet, and now I'm kind of at a standstill with it because, like I said, most of my auditions got canceled, and now, we're really seeing how underfunded arts um, companies, programs, things like that are because, there's so many dance companies. They had to furlough all their dancers. Some of them are folding. Like there's all of these problems we're really seeing um, happening right now, and it's scary for someone who's just getting into the field, really, because now there's so many less jobs,
Yeah.
and companies don't have the money to be hiring right now, and it's scary, like going forward, how these companies and even just like gig work, how that's gonna get back on its feet. And just New York City, like I thought about, moving to New York this next year and starting to freelance, or, I had a bunch of different ideas of things that I wanted to do. And now New York was hit so hard with this. Like it's going to be a long time before it gets back on its feet. So, I mean, that's all really scary. Like Broadway is closed right now. That's like unheard of. Like, um, so yeah, that's definitely scary. Not there's no jobs out there right now for us.
Very, very, very slim. And like as you said, like people are freezing hiring. There's like not enough extra money. Um, it's just really scary to think about, and I try not to think about it, but like a year from now is in my head is like feels like next week.
Hmm.
Um, it's like these are decisions and things that like or in my head I'm like, oh, I have to think about it. Like I need to have these plans and like all of these lists and things just I don't know. It's like hard to plan for things, and I think that's why I put pressure on myself to like keep up some momentum because I'm like, if you don't do it now, this is gonna like not pay off, or it's gonna come back and bite you later on. But yeah, I'm really hoping that there's like sunshine on the other side, like trying to keep hope alive. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, and I totally get what you were saying about you know, being hard on yourself and feeling like if I don't do these things, whatever. And I've personally felt a lot of pressure from social media. Um, I've seen, you know, these people posting every day, like, I took my ballet class today, I did this. And, some days it's productive that I got out of my bed. Like, it's just been really hard for me mentally. And sometimes that is my like productive moment of the day. And it's hard to not compare yourself and what you're doing. You're like, well, they're going to be successful after this because they did all of this, and I did this. But this is a really good time to realize how much you need to care for yourself and your mental health. And um, that's been really challenging, but definitely eye-opening going forward.
yeah, for sure. Um, so let's see, pretty much like covered like anything I can ask. We've covered completely. So I guess we could end on like a positive note. Um, and if you would like to share, I guess just like a word of advice to people, especially in our community, like as far as like anyone who's an artist or a creator in any way, like if you have a word of advice to give them, because I really wanted, like, I feel like it's productive to have these conversations. and it could help other people who have nothing to do with art at all, but at least especially like given like a sense of hope to like other people that like they're not alone in going through this if they are feeling kind of like the things that we've talked about today. But if you have anything to share, and it can, and even if it's like to dancers specifically, or really just anything um, that you would leave open.
Yeah. I would, and this sounds very generic, but I would honestly just say just keep creating, and it doesn't have to be in your field. Like I've been creating more outside of my field, honestly, than I have in it during this time. I've painted a lot. Um, I play the ukulele. I taught myself actually, but I've been like learning new skills with that. I actually found a new love for graphic work, which I've always been interested in, but I really have put time into that during this period. And I actually enrolled in a certificate program. Um, so like I found another creative outlet for myself that I really love. I made masks for a while.
Yes,
To
doing
like
like a
go
lot.
out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sewing has been really big for me. That's been really brought me a lot of peace and kind of gave me a purpose a little bit. Um, but yeah, like I haven't stopped creating things. And some days I'm like, well, I haven't danced. So that's not helpful, but it is like just doing anything creative and keeping yourself inspired is I think the most important thing right now. And whatever that looks like for you is all that matters.
Yeah, that's even helpful for me um to hear. So yeah, I really appreciated this very much. This is the first
You.
two, which is so exciting, and
Oh,
is
this is the first one?
yeah, it's the first one.
Oh, yay!
And uh the other ones are like coming later on this week. I get my schedule is like it's like a non-existent schedule, but there are like a couple of things I'm like, oh, okay, I think that thing is happening. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is the first one, but I feel like it was a really like it was really nice and also helpful for me, like not only talking but listening. So
Yeah,
I
definitely.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, thank you for inviting me. It was so fun. Are you like putting all of them together or are you gonna like post them like
Um,
separately?
yeah, I'm gonna post them separately just as like their own individual
That's really cool.
videos because I feel like having them separate, I don't know the way my mind works. I'm like, it
Yeah,
needs
no. No,
um
I'm so with you. That's awesome.
yeah, so like the whole thing has been well, I already told you like it's just been recording because I felt like I was talking to my sister and she's like, "Is it gonna be alive?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, no."
Yeah.
I'm too awkward for live right
Yeah.
now. I was like, I can have a one-on-one and that feels like a little bit more,
Yeah, I'm with you totally. I get too nervous on lives.
yeah, like I'll be distracted like watching the numbers fall or rise, or what if it's just us two in there? Like I was like, this would just be disappointing. I was like, let me just keep my confidence.
Yes.
But no, I'm not ready for live. It's just gonna be the video. Good at that. Yeah, but it's yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the other ones that you do.
Yeah, they're also I've only asked like people who are like it like bugs me to keep saying in the arts, but I'm like reminding myself that people are not gonna know what I'm talking about. If I say like artists, they're gonna think like
Yeah, painters, yeah.
it's always the painters first, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much. Nothing against the painters, but I'm like,
There's a lot more than that.
but yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I really thank you. I appreciate
Thank you. This was so nice. It was so good to see
it.
you
Yeah,
again.
to see you, even through the screen.
I know. It's
Since
been a while.
like a little before graduation last year, she's
Yeah.
been out for a year, which is
Oh my
crazy.
God. It's crazy.
Um, time flies. I'm glad
Yeah.
this time is flying because I feel like at first it was slow, but now it's
Yeah, now it's like, oh my God, it's already May.
I'm like
Mid-May. It's
halfway
crazy.
through the year. This is
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Um, don't know how I feel about it moving fast yet because I'm like, wait,
I
okay.
know.
But yeah. But yeah, I was like, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say I appreciate it, but I'm like such like an over the top appreciative person. I'm like, thank you so much.
So sweet.
Um,
Thank you. This is so wonderful.
it was great, but
And to see what you do with it.
I know I'll definitely. Well, I mean, we follow each other on social, so like there'll be keeping in touch and whatnot. And I hope
Yeah.
that you and your family are safe and well.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's all that I have. And
Awesome.
I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your day. I don't know what the weather is like there. It's really gray here,
Pretty nice here
as
today.
always. It's nice.
Yes. I have all my natural light coming in right now,
Ooh,
which is really great.
jealous. I have my windows open, but it's actually really gray, so I'm surprised that it looks like this right now. Chicago. But yeah, but I will. I can't wait to like show it when it's finished. I'm not sure like how. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it.
Okay, but I will. Yeah, I'll let you know, and then we'll just talk soon. And yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you again, Nicole.
Of course. Take care.
You too. Bye.